Look, there is a really, we have no choice, and I've been asked this question in many, many conferences this last 2 years. I've been around the world trying to promote the Association of African Business School that I preside and chair, like you mentioned in the beginning in your introduction. In many cases, we keep saying that Africa is different. Africa has more priorities in trying to get some other things straightened up before we look at the technology. And I belonged to that school of thought for a while. But when I read deeply, I said the only opportunity we have to leapfrog, to actually jump on the bandwagon of growth and development is excelling in soft skills and excelling in data technology usage. So we have no choice, because when I read deeply about artificial intelligence, if you don't understand it from the beginning, there is no way you're going to make it up or at some point catch up with the people who embraced that technology before. So why wait? We missed the first industrial revolution. We missed the second industrial revolution. We missed the third industrial revolution. Now we are in the fourth industrial revolution, and the chances are more democratized if we can actually just put our minds into it. And of course, if I tell you some drastic statistics about Africa, you're going to say, maybe this is not a priority. If I tell you that 600 million Africans don't have an electricity, you're going to say, well, how are they going to connect to an internet, or how are they going to learn about technology if they're like that? But we cannot wait until the 600 million people get their electricity. We don't have the time and the leisure of time to be able to do that. And I take as an example for benchmarking India. India also has 600 million people with no electricity, no toilets. But India leveraged the usage of data technology, all the new technologies, with its engineers from all over the world, spread all over the world, because of their ingenious strategies in the 50s to teach people, to give people knowledge, to send people out to the West and to wherever there is knowledge, to learn. They are actually harvesting right now all the fruits of all this. India is the only country in the world which, that was able to actually surpass the economy of its colonizer. At some point in time, India's economy has become bigger than the UK's economy. Now imagine this. Moroccan economy has about $100 to $110 billion in GDP. And France has $2.5 trillion in GDP. So there is no way for Morocco to ever surpass the French economy because of these results. But the Indians were able to do that. If we focus on that and have a strategy where we know that there is poverty in Africa, and by the way, I always say it in many panels, Africa is not a poor continent. Africa is an impoverished continent. And whoever studied the history of Africa would tell you that. We have been impoverished throughout history, from the beginning of the 20th century until now. Okay? And if we don't get our act together in terms of acquisition of knowledge, whatever knowledge that is, I mean, we're talking here about management, governance, business education, but whatever knowledge that is, if we don't get on the bandwagon, if we don't catch up, if we don't take this question of education very seriously, honestly, I'm not a bearish, I'm a bullish, I'm a very optimistic person, but I don't see any shadow or light of hope